welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you so much for joining the practice of rest, restoration, relaxation, connection, so many wonderful things, strengthening our immunity. Taking us deep into a place of inner calm and peace. So let's begin the journey just with a little seated movement here to help our body unwind. So you can have your eyes softly closed or open, whatever feels best for you. And just let your hands rest on your thighs somewhere. And we'll take an inhale at center. And as you exhale, just start to take right shoulder towards right knee. Come to center and over to the left. So just doing a little circling. The torso going to the left, center, and right. Just circling around. I've said the wrong direction there, so just circling around in the direction you're going. And beginning to really sense the slowing down. Your chin is soft. You can feel your head heavy. Just take a few more circles around. We want to go underneath thinking mind. This practice come more into felt sense, body. So just taking one more circling around and just really feeling the sense of breath and body moving together, slow and steady. And then slowly come back up to center. Arriving back at center, just take a moment here and draw a nice long breath up the spine. Boswariren, inhale. And then going in the other direction, circling around in the other. Boswariren, circling around in the other direction. And again, really sensing that slowing down. And really feeling that circular movement. Coming underneath the thought of it and feeling a gentle, easy circling of the body. Just take a few more pulses. Nice. Until you slowly arrive back up at center. And just take a breath here. And again, invite you to have your eyes remain softly closed. If it's comfortable, just float your hands up and start to circle through the wrists. So you can have the fingers long or make fists with your hands. And then let any, as we do these gentle rhythmic movements, if there's a shape that comes in or a certain movement to the form that naturally rises, let it naturally rise. Like if you feel like the fingers want to stretch out, or if they want to be soft, or if you want to move your arms a little with the hands, movement to the wrists, like just allow your body to find its own expression. And when you're ready, just slowly changing direction. Again, very slowly, really feeling the slowing down. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, nice. Good. And then as you're ready, gently resting hands down. Take a breath at center. Welcome, Marina. Just in seated shape. Eyes might remain softly closed as we now bring that circling movement up to the shoulders. And just taking the shoulders up and back and down. And there might be a tendency, because this is a big area of stress for many of us, it might be a tendency to go a little faster. So just notice that and invite your body to slow, to move with your breath. Not an efforting, more of an exploring in the body, really keeping a softness to the movement. And in fact, with that softness and openness of mind, there's often more opening release in the body. Let's take one more circle around. And then slowly changing direction. Again, very slow. Notice, I can see a few of us, right? We're going a little quicker, but keep it nice and slow. We really open our awareness in this practice. So when we can be aware of that sense of rushing on the mat, we can move that into our life. We can find our way to a slow, more natural rhythm in our body. And then slowly and seamlessly return to the first direction, just for one or two circles, and then coming to stillness. And take a breath here. And now one more circling. We're going to drop our chin to our chest. This time a half circle. We're going to roll right ear towards right shoulder as you inhale. And then exhale slowly, chin back to chest. And then inhale, left ear to left shoulder. And exhale, chin to chest. And go side to side, a half circle. Side, forward, side. Let your lips be very soft. That's it, nice. Let your eyes be soft. And start to feel how the breath inspires the body. Inspires movement, inspires rhythm, inspires connection. Take one more pulse side to side. And then slowly at center, chin into chest. And we'll take one more movement, a centering breath. So take a moment here to breathe, and then as you're ready, just let your arms float up to wherever it's comfortable for you, wherever it feels right for you. And the palms connect and the hands come down at the center. And then inhale, float arms up. So you're drawing a circle with the fingers now. And hands together and coming down through center. And just a few more. You feel the centering breath. Bring our awareness to center. Connection that's going to bring us in a moment deep into our center. So take one more circling around. And as the palms come together, let them come to stillness in front of the heart. And then turn palms into heart center. And chin is soft towards the chest. Inner gaze at heart center. And just check in. How am I feeling today? Opening up our ears, our awareness to tune in, an inner listening, an inner awakening. How are you feeling? And from this awareness, offering intention for your practice. And the gift of coming together, practice together. What has brought you to the practice? What do you need? How can this practice support you? And perhaps what you long for in your time on the mat or off the mat in your life. And with your next inhale, draw your intention deep into your body, your mind, and deepest into heart center. And exhale here. 2 more breaths together here, inhaling. And exhale. And one more nice big inhale. Sigh it out. Beautiful. Gently release your hands, arms by your side, and float your eyes open. And let us go ahead and get into our first shape. So if you have 3 blankets, that's the bonus for today. But if we have the regular 2 blankets, that will work. Some of you joining us for the first time, we've got 2 blankets. We've got a larger cushion, could be a pillow. I'll use a different color one, you can see that a bit better maybe. And then a smaller cushion or a yoga block, and an eye covering. So what we're going to do today, we're going to put our legs up to our sacrum on this big cushion. And then we're going to have one of our blankets going right at the top of that. And that's going to be a little bit more support in the mid and upper back. And then a blanket for our head. And the smaller cushion and the eye pillow are right up at the top. So we're going to do a lot of opening through the body with a nice space meditation. So this shape is really going to help us create this opening. Now there will be a little inversion where our head is going below our heart. So eye conditions, heart conditions, what I'm going to invite you to do is simply sit onto this blanket here and have your legs up. Right? So we're not lifting the hips up quite so high. If you have an extra blanket, you're going to tuck that around your legs, just give your legs a little bit more support. And then we're going to come down so we can see sacrum is on the cushion. And then I've got a little more support there under the mid upper back. So move yourself along the setup to wherever it feels best in your body. If it doesn't feel right, it isn't right. And if it would feel better to have your tush on the floor, just put your legs up over the bolster. In this shape, you can see there's a little bit of inversion, which can be really lovely, nourishing the brain, blood flow to the brain. Stimulating the pituitary gland, some nice balancing for our hormonal system. Endocrine glands. So eye covering, if you have any tenderness in the neck area, put that eye covering behind your neck. Otherwise, it's really nice, of course, to cover our eyes. And in this first shape, I'm just going to do a little bit of movement in the arms just to help us find our way into the shape. And if your body is already like, oof, yes, this is yummy and I want to just rest here, go for it. And as you are ready to set your arms be by your side, and as you inhale, take your arms up and then bring them overhead. So you're going to feel a really nice opening in the front body here. And then take the arms up as you inhale, and then exhale down by your side. So you could do this little movement here with the arms. When they come overhead, make sure you bend your elbows so there's no strain in the shoulder. We're getting more opening through the front of the shoulders, the armpits. So you can do this movement for as long as feels comfortable for you until you feel that moment when your body says, oh, I want to settle into the shape. And when that happens, just let your arms come to rest where it feels best for you. So that might be overhead, might be by your side, might be tucked under a blanket, if you have a blanket over your body. Wherever you feel it best in your body. And then as you settle in this shape, let's take a nice big inhale through our nose and then exhale through your mouth. As you feel your body settle into the shape, start to notice your breath. And notice as you draw the breath in, how it fills your body. As you exhale, there's an empty. As you draw the breath in, it fills your body, maybe all the way down to fill your belly. And exhaling, empty. So just notice how the breath flowing in fills the body. Creating a little more space, a little more opening the body with our breath. I'm going to travel your awareness through your bodies, a sort of body scan connection to our body, and especially connecting to the space inside the body. And every breath can flow in to fill and create more space. Can you imagine the space, the nasal passages, right in your nostrils? As you draw the breath in, can you sense and feel that space? And you sense and feel the space through your forehead. And can you imagine drawing the breath in to fill that space? You imagine the space between your ears. As you draw the breath in, can you fill that space with your breath? Imagine the space inside your mouth. Imagine drawing the breath in to fill that space. And imagine a space between your forehead and the nape of your neck. As you draw the breath in, can you imagine filling that space? And you imagine the space inside your whole head. As you draw the breath in, fill that space with your breath. And imagine the space inside your throat. As you inhale, fill this space, your breath. Can you imagine the space between your shoulders? As you inhale, let your breath fill this space. Imagine the space between your shoulders and the tips of your fingers. As you draw your breath in, fill this space with your breath. And imagine the space inside your chest. And as you inhale, fill this space with your beautiful breath. Imagine the space inside your lungs. As you inhale, fill this space with your breath. And you imagine the space inside your heart. As you inhale, fill this space with your loving breath. Can you imagine the space along the whole length of your spine? As you inhale, fill this space with your strong breath. Can you imagine the space between your hips? And you fill this space with a long, deep breath. Can you imagine the space inside your belly? As you draw the breath in, feel it fill this space. Can you imagine the space between your hips and your toes? And as you draw the breath in, can you fill this space? Imagine filling the whole length of your legs, hips to toes, with your beautiful breath. Can you imagine the space between the soles of your feet and the top of your head? Can you feel this whole space with your breath? A few moments resting here. Each inhale filling the space through your whole body. Even creating more space with your breath. Now as you sense the flow of your breath filling your body, just consider if you would like to rest here. If you would like to transition into a half twist, half side body opening. I will guide you. We'll go step by step together. We begin with simply bending our knees. So if you have the blanket, just loosen it enough that you can bend your knees, soles of feet to the earth, knees to the sky. And as you've done that, if you'd like a little movement here, just gently taking your knees side to side. That same really gentle movement. Moving with your breath, moving slow, steady. And when you feel ready to transition, you'll take the cushions. You're going to press into your feet, lift your hips so that cushion can come out to the right side. And the blanket that was under mid to towards upper back is now going to come under the sacrum. And we're going to just lift our hips, take them to the left so we can bring our right hip down. So we're more on our right side and on our back. Then we're going to extend the right leg away from us, and we're going to put the left leg out. It is helpful to have the cushion right up close to the pelvic area, so there is more support at the heavier part of your leg. If you do have another blanket, you could just wrap that around the low back, gives a deeper release there. And then our smaller cushion that we had up near the top of our mat. If you like, you can take this left arm overhead, and then we're feeling side body opening as well as the twist shape. If that doesn't feel comfortable, just let your arm rest at your side. So whether you've chosen that this feels nice arm up or arm down as a first option, let's do a little bit of movement through the shoulder joint, the arm and the shoulder joint, to help settle into the shape. And if your body's ready to settle down, please, of course, follow that. But if you like the movement, we're just going to take that left arm and circle it around. Keep a nice deep bend in the elbow joint, so that what you're doing is you're exploring the shoulder. Right? You're going to feel a little bit more rotation. And you can always have your left hand rest on your shoulders. So it's more like you're doing a circling with the elbow. That'll be a little softer movement if that feels better for you. And when that feels right, that your body feels ready to settle into stillness, then just let your arm find that place that you originally thought was going to be a good one. And maybe it is, or maybe your body's changed its mind. Just go to where you think and then start to feel into it. Or if you can, even just go to where your body naturally guides you to go, following more of the felt sense. Making sure if the arm is overhead that it's supported, so that the key in this practice is that there's no efforting in the shape as we rest, so that we can really stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, a place of healing, rejuvenation. So as you settle into your shape, let's take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Beautiful. And now we're going to take our awareness to our breath. And noticing as you draw the breath in, how it fills your body. You might just feel that sense of filling the nostrils, or you might feel it moving into throat, belly. Just have that sense of the breath flowing in, filling, and the breath flowing out and emptying. Just take a few more where it's naturally accessible for you. And then check in where your body feels most open. Where does your body feel most open in this shape? And as you are breathing, imagine your breath flowing into this open space in your body. Already feeling open so the breath can flow in with ease, filling the space, perhaps creating more space, exhaling and emptying. So for a few breaths, sometimes helpful to see your breath as a color. Help us connect to the flow of the breath more easily. Take a few more breaths into the area of your body where it feels most easiest to receive. The body already feeling open. And then return to a more neutral awareness to the breath, just the sense of your breath flowing in and filling, perhaps nostrils or belly, and flowing out and emptying. And now notice where your body feels most restricted, compressed, contracted, tight. Just notice when I give you those words, what comes up in your awareness, where in your body. And it could be mind or heart too, right? We could have something that we're hanging on to, or it feels sort of stuck. So just notice when I say tight, constricted, what comes into your awareness. Where do you sense and feel this? And then with great kindness and love, imagine your breath flowing into this area, if that's available, around the area, if that's more accessible. Just bringing more breath towards or into this place. You might notice it's a little stickier for the breath to flow in. There might even be a little bit of resistance. No worries, just to the best of your ability, inviting the breath to flow around, towards, into this area. And again, the color can be helpful to the body to receive more breath. And for a few more breaths, breathing into this area. Just imagine, can you imagine your breath flowing in here, filling the space? Exhaling and emptying. Very well done. And then now awareness coming back to a more neutral sense of the breath simply flowing in to fill your body. Exhaling to empty. And then awareness starting at the crown of your head and flowing down to fill your whole body. To imagine that your breath flows in to fill the spaces inside your whole body. And exhaling to empty. A different shape, so the breath will have a little bit of a funkier flow, but just a sense of it flowing in to fill the whole body. And just, can you imagine this? It's giving us a really beautiful connection to our whole body. Just for a few more moments. Here in this shape. Being aware of breath, coming in, filling body. Choosing perhaps to remain as you are. If you would like to transition to the other side, simply draw the left leg in, press into the left foot, draw the right leg in, press into both feet to come back onto your back. As you come onto your back, if you'd like a little movement here, you might draw the knees in. You might do a little circling of the knees. These movements are only there if they serve you, if it feels nice to explore a slow movement before settling into stillness. Most often when I practice, my body ready for the stillness, craving it, so I have to go right in. But these are really important if the body feels like it needs a little bit of movement to help settle. But as you are ready, we'll just press into our feet, lift the hips so that we can slide the hips now to the right and come down onto our left hip. And I'm going to face you, so if you'd like to follow, you can see me. And the bolster or cushion goes out away from us, so we have this kind of T shape with the legs. The left leg is going to be extended on the earth and the right leg extended. And again, really helpful to have that cushion come up right to the pelvis, so the heavier part of your right leg is supported, and you get a nice deep release there. And a little more release in the outer hip. If you do have another blanket, it can go over the low back and the belly. And then that smaller cushion available to support us if we need it. And if you would like to explore some movement here, then taking that right arm and just circling it around. If you're doing the circling, again, you could have your right hand on your shoulder, so that circling is much gentler, smaller. If your whole arm is circling, there's a beautiful bend in the elbow, and the fingers are very soft. And you follow your body. You know, when it feels like the arm is just like really heavy and you really want to just let go into the earth and let your body find its way to where it wants to be. So arm could be at your side, it could be overhead. If it's overhead, make sure that it's supported. So the key is that there's no efforting in your body to be in this shape. You're letting the shape unfold in the body, not forcing into it, pushing into it, but resting in it so it's unfolding from within. And then we'll take a nice big inhale through our nose. Release the breath through your mouth. And become aware of your breath. And noticing as you draw the breath in where it fills, perhaps nostrils, throat or belly. And exhaling it empties. And now sensing where do you feel it's quite open in your body in this shape, if anywhere, right? If anywhere. If it doesn't feel really open, then where does it feel most open? And this comes into your awareness. Start to direct your breath there. Can you imagine your breath is going right in to fill this space? It already feels open. It's just so easy for the breath to flow in. You could imagine, because it feels open or more open than other areas of your body, that it could flow in with more ease. Perhaps your breath is a color. And just a couple more breaths flowing in to fill this space. Good, and then come back to more neutral, so just a sense of where the breath flows in and fills nostrils or belly. And noticing where your body feels, or your being, perhaps it's in the mind or emotions in the heart, where you feel a sense of tightness or restriction, compression, density, however that shows up in your experience. But notice this. And again, with great kindness, with great care, begin to imagine your breath flowing in here. So it could be directly in if that's available, or around, right, just around the area. Your breath is a color, and flowing in to fill that space. A little stickier, right? No doubt, a little stickier. So just as it's available, inviting that breath, imagining it flowing in, filling the space. Very nice. And now coming back to more neutral. Breath flowing in, filling nostrils or belly. And now awareness down to your feet, and let your awareness go from your soles of your feet right up to your whole body. So now we sense and feel as you breathe in, as you draw your breath in, it fills your whole body. As you exhale, it empties. Sense and feel your breath flowing, filling, emptying your whole body. Welcome to rest as you're resting. If you'd like to transition, we're going to go forward. And so you simply take that top leg, the right leg, and draw it in, and then bring your bottom leg up so both knees are bent. So that we can roll forward. And as we go forward, come up onto hands and knees. And as we're on our hands and knees, we're now going to take our larger cushion and place it between our legs. And then that other cushion that had come at or that blanket that had come at our mid towards upper back in our first shape and was under the hips in the second, third, now is going to be at the front, just underneath probably our chest area, and then blanket at the top. And you might need another cushion to go under chest for more support. And if you'd like a little bit of movement here, it can be nice to do a few gentle cat-cows, which is simply the rounding and arching of the spine. And by now, maybe getting more deeply relaxed, and just a few of them might feel like enough. So then come down, and we're going to put our belly onto the cushion and let our legs go to either side. So we get a really nice release in the low back. You can turn your knees out and your feet out. So a little bit of a frog shape if you like. And open up the hips. And then we've got some support underneath the chest, maybe with a cushion. And then our head comes down to rest. So finding your way into shape as it feels good for you. Making any little adjustments for even 1% more comfort. Maybe letting the legs be heavy. You can squeeze and release your tush, your buttocks. Make sure there's no holding there. So we'll get a deeper release in the back body. And as you settle into your shape, taking an inhale and opening the lips for a long exhale. And Paula, let that left arm go a little wider if that's comfortable. Yeah, just at that nice release, the back of the shoulders. Good. So sense and feel your breath flowing, filling and emptying. Notice where your body feels open in this shape. Where does it feel very open? Spacious. Begin to breathe into this place. And your breath flows in, filling the space, creating more space. And breath flows out, emptying. And coming back to neutral, to breath flowing in, filling the space in the nostrils, belly, throat. And now notice where it feels a little tight, constricted, restricted. And then can you imagine your breath flowing in to fill this? It might feel more like a place than a space. Perhaps your breath is a color nudging the edges perhaps of this area. Wrapping around or going into. Can you imagine your breath flowing in to fill this place? Nice. And coming back to neutral, nostrils filling the breath, belly. And if your head is turned to one side, gently turning your head to the other side. If it's comfortable for you, if only one side is comfortable, you're welcome to rest just on one side. And then taking your awareness now to belly button, navel point. And from here, letting your awareness flow out to fill your whole body. And to imagine your breath flowing in to fill whole body. Your breath flowing out, emptying. And you imagine the space inside your whole body. And you imagine your breath flowing in to fill this space. Even creating more space. Sense and feel your breath, your whole body. Consider perhaps resting as you are. If you would like to transition back onto your back, just simply lift up so that we can take the cushion that was underneath the pelvis, the front of the hips and belly, out to the side. And we'll take the second blanket that we were using out to the side, so that we can come to lay back on our back. And we'll put the bolster, a cushion, under our legs. If you do have the extra blanket, it can be nice to have that under the tailbone, under the sacrum, for a little more comfort, or over your whole body, right? Have another blanket, perhaps over your whole body, and the eye covering on your eyes. If you would like a little bit of movement in this shape, it can feel nice just setting the feet on the cushion, taking these side to side, or perhaps your body would like that circling through the knees, maybe with the knees wide this time. So really just exploring it as it feels right for you. And then when it feels complete, just extending each leg and turn over the cushion. Letting the arms find the place that feels best. Overhead, cactus, over your chest, wherever it feels right. And then exploring 1% more comfort, whatever that means for you, 1% more comfort. And then we'll take a nice big inhale. Inside out. Beautiful. And again, to follow your breath, to feel filling the space as it flows in, perhaps nostrils, outer belly, and emptying. And can you imagine letting your awareness flow out to fill whole body? Can you imagine your breath going in to fill your whole body, all the space inside your whole body? As you imagine all this space inside your whole body that you are filling with your breath, can you imagine the space between your body and the core of the earth? Can you imagine the space between your body and the sky above? And can you imagine the edges of your body, the skin enveloping the bones giving structure, all begins to dissolve and melt. It's like sugar and water dissolving and melting until the space within you joins with the infinite space around you. the beautiful light that you are, extending out into infinite space. No edges, no boundaries. Feel held in the embrace of infinite space. Become aware of your breath. And once again, sense and feel how it moves through your whole body. Once again, feeling your whole body, your fingers and toes. You may choose to rest here or begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Begin to wiggle your nose. And begin to circle. There's a circling movement with your ankles, with your wrists. Again, very slowly. We're attuned with our natural rhythm. Now the slow movement, circling movement might feel even slower, or any movement might feel too much. And you're welcome to rest as you're resting. So you might draw your knees in and again circle the knees. Float them skyward. And then as you're ready, roll to your side. From your side, as you're ready, rising to return to seated. Maybe as you come to seated, if your body would like to sort of come full circle from where we began, you might do a little circling in the seated. Probably much smaller, probably much slower. Feeling more connected to breath and body and movement. Yeah. And then slowly coming to stillness. And just drinking this in. Seeing how it feels in your body now. Perhaps a little more ease, comfort in the body, mind, perhaps more spacious in body and mind, and perhaps feeling a little more calm and peace. The gifts of this beautiful practice. So as you're ready, bringing palms together and gently rubbing palms. And bringing palms to hug in at heart center. Thank you so much for joining the practice this evening. The gift of guiding you. Loka samasta, Sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be healthy, happy, peaceful, and free. Namaste.